Good evening, Spiritual Collective. So tonight when I asked what the collective, what we needed to hear, what the messages we needed for guidance, clarification, the Six of Chalices and the Lovers were joined when they came out together, followed by coming out together at the same time. So there were two pairs. The Six of Flames and the Ten of Orbs reversed. The Six of Flames being on top. And in this pair, the Six of Chalices being on top. So basically, in both of these images, there's an embrace going on. There's an embrace, and we're surrounded by energy. So there's maybe a good memories of a loved one or someone that you felt really connected to in the past as a loved one. Could also even be a sibling in childhood past that you had very fond feelings for, or just, again, a past lover. Something about fond memories, nostalgia. Could even be a spiritual union, I see. So there's something here in the spiritual realms with a lover. So that could be a thing as well. But also on the earthly plane, you could have someone who is highly significant to you spiritually, karmically, as a lover as well. So the Six of Flames and the Ten of Orbs reversed. This came out on top. This was stuck underneath it. I feel like your success has been built upon a lot of mental hardship, a lot of feeling beat down by your thoughts and worries. And I feel like this is the underlying feeling, but that this is in the past. Like, not 100% in the past, like it still comes up sometimes, but it's nowhere near what it used to be, and you get out of it very fast into a energy of victory, success, a very beautiful feeling of empowerment from this. Feeling empowered as well, yes. But it didn't come from nowhere. You went through a lot of hard things, and your mind took you a lot of places. But that this is pretty much over now for the most part, and you're walking into success. And it's also due because of it. That you walk through this, that you went through this, that you have this success, that you have this determination. Determination really strong with this card, I feel, right now. And victory. With the V of fire, but very strong determination. Okay, so I just pulled out the Four of Flames with a castle, beautiful. Underneath it, we will see that it is the Seeker of Orbs, but it's in reverse. Interesting, we usually get that card upright. The Four of Flames, underneath it, the Seeker of Orbs, that is reversed. Maybe that this is also in a past role, even though you still have this energy pop up in readings and in your life now with the Seeker of Orbs plays a strong role. The Four of Flames. Maybe for a time being you can put this seeking down and you can rejoice in what has been built. Also seeing that orbs are the underlying cards with both of these, both of them being in reversed orbs with a top fire card in the upright position. Interesting. So maybe as red is in the past as well, with this seeking that's allowed you to reach this Four of Flames, this stability that you now have. Because you went through the seeking and the inner work that you needed to do to really get a lot of the gifts and the skills and the ideas and the inspiration that you've built this foundation on. It's very successful. Interesting. There's a lot of mental work behind the fire. There's a lot of, yeah. You know, it all starts out, again, in the mental realm. I mean, spiritual, mental, and then mental realm. But that, yeah, your foundations of success and victory and stability is really because you were able to do this, because you went deep, because you went within, and you looked at maybe some uncomfortable things. Getting that with the Ten of Orbs, and that allowed you to. Yeah, look. Okay. Exploring your thoughts, but also looking at the things that you needed to look to improve in yourself. The mindset you needed to have to change in order, a mindset change in order to have this victory, success, and this foundation. There was a strong change in your mental outlook. It changed. It had to change, but it brought you great stability. It brought you great movement forward with dedication, with passion that you're still on now. Again, sometimes these things will pop up, but you know how to deal with them. You've been through this many times. Again, your foundation is built upon this. Very strong. And it's very positive. And underlying it all, you have a strong, loving foundation in the ethereal, spiritual realms, as well as the current material realm. If not now, it will come to you. Or it was a past person that you felt a strong connection to again. So there is that. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. This lover. And then the people. Let's take a look at. Yeah, let's take a look at that if we can. Or the energy surrounding that. It's interesting. Okay. It's interesting how all three of them came out in pairs, right? Puppet. Interesting. Puppet. Manipulation, strings, theater. Of course, as we know, we get this kind of thing a lot here with manipulation. Maybe there was some kind of manipulation in the past. It looks like there's fond memories, and there's fond. They didn't come in reverse. But there is this theater, this obedience, manipulation. Maybe strings. It says strings. Maybe strings attached with a prior person. Interesting. Oh, this puppet. Interesting. Coming out, the two next cards was Roamer, Wanderer, Drifter, Adventurer, Rambler, Wayfarer, with Whistleblower, Disclosing, Exposing, Uncover, Informant. I don't know what this has to do with the Lover card and the Six of Chalices, but surrounding energies or archetypal roles that are surrounding this reading are that of manipulation. So you have gone through manipulation before, you saw your way out of it. Roamer, Wanderer, Drifter, Adventurer, Rambler, Wayfarer. A roamer. Okay, you could like to travel. You may go place to place. You may move a lot. You like adventure. And also, this other person could really like adventure, could like moving around a lot, could like a travel. Whistleblower, Disclosing, Exposing, Uncover, Informant. Maybe there was some information disclosed about some manipulation that was going on. There was definitely manipulation going on, and something was exposed. You exposed something. This person could have exposed something that was going on. Maybe they had to leave. Maybe that's why there's just memories of this person. Wanderer, Drifter, Rambler, and Wayfarer. Interesting. Okay. Again, this is a general read, so this is covering multiple people. So, you know, you'll know if it resonates with you and if it is in alignment with what you're going through. It could have multiple things come out, okay? Usurper, overthrow, power grab, take over, regicide. Okay, so that's like when you, okay, like kill a person and like a king or something. Okay. Usurper. Okay, so definitely someone was overthrown. This control. Okay, yeah, with the usurper and the whistleblower, with the puppet, with the manipulation, something was called out and it ended. It ended this person's reign of manipulation and control. And then someone had to leave. There's that. There's that interpretation. And now there's memories of this person. Interesting. Okay. If not this other person, then you have this quality about you, and it scares people. This could also bring added people who try to control you because they're afraid that you're going to expose something of theirs. Interesting. You do have divine support, though. There is divine support. I feel like sometimes this card also feels like a guide, especially during childhood years. Something, a guide that's been with you for a long time. Could be helping you out. That also could be another interpretation of this. This strong spiritual guide could also even possibly take the role of spiritual lover sometimes on the spiritual realm, okay? That's for a few of you, not everyone, obviously. A risk, yeah, there was a risk taken. This person, whether it be you or this other person, take risks. Again, with Wayfarer and Roamer, I'm getting that you're not afraid to take risk, or they're not afraid to take risk if this is involving another person. But yeah, this is definitely risky sometimes to be a whistleblower, or even just to like expose things that people don't want to expose. That can be very risky, and it can feel like sometimes you're on the ledge. You've got such a nice foundation, though. A message. So you could be receiving a message. Maybe you could be receiving a message from this past person, or this is a message on the spiritual realm. So you could be getting this intuitively or through dreaming, meditation. Could be a message from the other side as well. Showing the support that you are protected and supported. I don't know. It's interesting. This card that, sorry, it's the only one that's turned this way. Sorry, two of them are. Okay, so we have choices and we have self-worth. Okay. Choices that were made. The choices that you make. Okay, affecting your self-worth. You need to engage in more self-worth, as this kind did come out in reverse with choices. So it's a choice to put yourself first, to make yourself a priority. And depending on, you know, if you have any prior obligations or prior responsibilities, right? But other than that, putting yourself, taking care of yourself and making yourself a priority is very important. The choices that you make that align with positive self-worth and self-love at this time are very important. Interesting. Also getting with this image with the with the white wing and the dark wing and choices came to me, as well as thinking of the fallen angel mythos, right? Of choosing, of making a choice, right? Interesting. You know, going against what may feel like oppression or is oppression, and being cast down for that as well. Yeah, having to undergo types of treatment, or being outcasted, because of the choice you made to go against or to expose something or this other person. Yeah. Now there's that. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's definitely that energy here for this collective, as being a person that exposes things just naturally, comes naturally to you, and sometimes you know it's the right thing to do, so you do it. But yeah, there's definitely consequences, and there's definitely life can sometimes seem more difficult because people come at you more for that. I kind of want to go into the shadow aspect now because of this coming out with choices. I do feel like there is some shadow work here that needs to be done. Okay. What shadow work needs to be done in regards to this? Again, it's positive, it's stable, but again, there's this underlying. There's a lot of underlying cards, especially with orbs that are reversed as well. Naked before the stars. Authenticity. Taking a look at your authenticity. Your vulnerability as well. Yeah. There's also, I'm getting this beauty here as well. There's some looking at yourself. Obviously, it's dark mirror, so there's a mirror reflection of looking at yourself. But it's something about this and self-worth, I feel, are tied together, okay? Just how she's holding this heart, and then how she's holding her arms there, about being close. Maybe vulnerability, again. You were authentic, and that could have it also plays a role in people's manipulation towards you. Fated to suffer, okay. Okay, fated to suffer. Let's really look at this, okay? Someone's being offered something. Possibly, obviously not good. Kind of like a poison apple. I don't have my looking glass on. But, so, yeah, fated to suffer. So there is some underlying suffering here. There was suffering. You may feel like it's been a part of your life, even since childhood, with this memory that you've had to, and you've had strong support, spiritual support since then, because you feel like you've been fated to suffer. Because of things that came up in your life, even since childhood. Possibly even before you were born. Not just talking about other lives, but that too, but also in before you were physically born. So even in the womb, there were issues, possibly. But definitely since your childhood, and issues that come up around acceptance, control, dominance, and yeah, because you're a whistleblower, it comes naturally to you. You call this stuff out because you've had to deal with it your whole life. And then obviously one day you were like, no, and this is wrong. And you had to expose it. Again, here with this torch, this also exposing stuff and being triumphant in that. Yeah. And that's why this self-love is so important, and really taking a look at yourself and your authentic self, and really, you know, working with that, with your self-love. And yeah, because it's like that's a strong card to have, fated to suffer, because that's how you feel. You feel like it's always been a part of your life, and then it manifests constantly in your life in different ways. You constantly feel like you've had to deal with people trying to manipulate you, people trying to overpower you, and you always feel like you felt like running away. You know, maybe in the past you've run away from that. You also got the Wayfarer and the Roamer. Another aspect of this card is running away, I feel. And then are exploring other things as running away from that. But then you exposed it and you toppled something. It doesn't have to be major. It could be major, but you toppled something. You toppled someone's control, or you're seeing as someone who could topple someone's control, and that's risky. Is this me? Okay, yeah, I kind of had a feeling this would pop up with Naked Before the Stars, with this authenticity. Are you being authentic to yourself? Maybe you haven't done it yet, but maybe you do need to expose something. Maybe there is some kind of power dynamic that you need to bring exposure to educate people on. There's something there about corruption, manipulation, control in many different ways. But you've dealt with this throughout your life, so you're pretty good at seeing it and noticing it where other people wouldn't. So you're pretty good at that. But anyways, with the self-love, taking a look at yourself and acknowledging your true self, really getting authentic, really diving deep, getting to your true authentic self, being honest with yourself. Again, being honest, looking at the things that you may not want to look at or people shy away from, and also realizing, like, are you being true to yourself? Are you being authentic to yourself? Are you letting things slide that you shouldn't or wouldn't? And there's something about rebellion here as well. I'm also getting from this image, just this image alone, I'm getting like Lilith vibes here. So again, with that rebellion, and that strong, again with rebellion here, with choices. And I was saying, like, this fallen, like the fallen angel mythos, and then I'm seeing Lilith here with her quote unquote a rebellion. And it's just like, you know, I mean, it was the right thing to do. It's not like, and you know, if you're being oppressed, or if you're being manipulated, or you're being held down, you have that right to go against that, to free yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Atonement. Okay. Look at the knives in the back. Okay, look at this. Look at this image. And if we're gonna look at the original traditional depiction of the Ten of Orbs, it would be swords in the back, right? The traditional imagery of the Ten of Swords is swords in the back. And here we have atonement with swords in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it looks like about 10 swords, or close. So yeah, okay. Atonement. But this is also taking responsibility as well for your past choices or lack of choices, or just not making the correct choices for you. Not being true to yourself. Atoning for that. But you're coming out victorious. I think that's just another clarification of the Ten of Swords energy here. You're coming out victorious. Okay? There may also be like some revenge energy that people have tried to place upon you if you did call out some manipulation and some less than savory behavior. So, yeah. Okay. But you have strong spiritual support. Now I feel, unless that it resonated with this significant lover energy in the physical realm or spiritual realm, also too that this could just be highly significant and very loving spiritual guidance that you've had for a very long time. Okay? That's helping you through this time because you've exposed something, you've brought a lot of attention to yourself, and now you need this support. Okay? Interesting. Let's see. With this shadow energy, I feel like this deck works really well with the... Okay. You're being true to yourself, or you need to be more true to yourself, because if the shadow work you've done around this, or are doing, or need to do around this, you'll know what's right for you. It could be a mixture of that, depending on who you are, what you've done, how much of this resonates with what you've gone through. It's going to be different for multiple people watching. Eternal youth, energy, newness, vitality. There's going to be, when you focus on yourself, when you put yourself first, when you prioritize your self-love, it's going to revitalize yourself. You're going to feel younger. You're going to look younger. There's a death of something I'm getting as well. There's a creative, you're acting upon your creativity as well, I see here. There's a death of something that has died in the background. Again, it could have given this negative thinking with this Ten of Swords. But it's leading to this new, vibrant beginning with this eternal youth. A new youthful start. Creator, catalyst, maker, mother, father. Yeah, you're a creative person, which obviously we usually get in this channel because creative people, that's part of the collective here, is being a creative person. So, yeah. Also, the choice that you've created for yourself, the world that you've created for yourself with your choices, for being willing and strong enough to call out the abuse and the manipulation and the oppression, has also brought you with this strong spiritual connection. Really strong spiritual connection. The call of the night, daring, adventure, and excitement. Again, here we are with this daring, adventure, excitement with the roamer. So this could be you. This could be your energy, highly where you like to explore and to roam and to experience different places, the night, the day, like different times of the day, different places, different, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a specific word, but also, you're also, not only wandering and roaming and adventuring in the physical world, but also in the astral. And maybe here's where you can contact your astral spiritual lover. Some of you may have a spirit lover. And it's here through the astrals that you connect, through astral travel and dream work as well. You may have had this in the past. Again, not everyone's going to have that, but it can be significant for some, depending on your spirituality and your past. I'm going to reshuffle that because that was a lot of cards that just poof came out. Okay. Highly spiritual person, highly spiritually connected, not afraid to say the truth. You make hard choices. You make tough choices. Transgression, flaws, contradictions, mistake. Others have made mistakes and transgression against you, but people feel like calling people out for what they've done is a transgression that you have made. Okay? So there is that. There is going to be, yeah, that feeling that you're in the wrong for calling out what needed to be called out. But you had to do this. This is part of your spiritual calling. Part of your strong spiritual connection. Part of that, maybe the spiritual contract as well, was that part of your life purpose was calling out this sort of behavior. Getting that as well is with love and devotion. This strong desire to call out unfairness that you've been through. You've been through that, and now you're calling it out. Hunter, aggressor, tracker, provider. Hunting and tracking. So you could feel like this is you in a lot of ways, in that well, you could have this hunter energy, but also that it's been inflicted upon you, that you feel like you've been hunted in your life. Witch hunts, scapegoat, and also just being prey, or people wanting to make you prey from this, like, this manipulative behavior, the oppression, the oppressive behavior that you had to call out. Oh. Nightmare. Psychic protection, shield, bad dreams. Yeah, you're also going to have to amp up your protection, like we've stated in multiple readings. This is important. You have to do this because, again, you're more susceptible during these dream states. Also getting it at night. But, and because you astral travel, you do have strong guides and you are strongly protected, but you need to make sure that you're doing your part to also add extra protection, because there's a lot of things being thrown at you because of this manipulative energy that wants to control and oppress in the physical and the astral realm, because something's feeding off that energy, and when you're calling it out, it's working against that energy as well. So that is also working against you. So at this time you need to amp up your protection. Free will, sovereignty, independence, free spirit. Yes, your free will. You are a free spirit, and your sovereignty. You've been sovereign for a while when you made this choice. At least some of you are going to make this choice, but I feel like a lot of you already have. You have your sovereignty, but you also have, like, you've been seen as the usurper because you took your power back. Someone was trying to take your power, oppress you, and you took that back. So you're seen as usurper, but also people are trying to usurp your power as well, with you being the queen of your own castle. You've earned this. Again, there's always people trying to knock you down and take what's yours, and then accuse you of doing the same when their intentions were ill-intended, right? Getting that. Yep. Pretty basic what we get around in this collective. Jealousy, envy, punishment, changing course. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely jealousy underlying these actions for the oppressors, for those trying to steal your crown, for those trying to usurp you through manipulation. But it's hard because, you know, you've got like this strong spiritual connection ever since you were young, because of your contract to expose this type of behavior. I'm really getting that now. I feel like this is like a kind of like a soul contract, or like a part of your destiny. You have like a lot of things that you do, but one of them is calling things out. And even if it seems small on the grand scale of world events, it's still very significant and important that it gets called out, because it all matters. And you're doing a very important role spiritually. And for that, you have strong guidance. And you'll be successful, but you do have to realize that things will come for you. And that there are some really yucky energies underlying a lot of this. One of these energies is jealousy, okay? Because you're so strongly guided, you're wealthy, you're sovereign, and these people are not sovereign. Religion, okay, canon, rules, commandments. I know this is religion, but also getting with this nobility, as you often see nobility holding these. And again, that your reign is that of, your sovereignty is that of a spiritual nature, but also too, you're seen as someone who goes against the establishment religion, the status quo, that you transgressed. Again, remember, we have transgression here, that you've transgressed against the established religion, right? The established religious mores of the day, whatever that religion, established religion may be, and that you are cast down a bit because you went against that, or you see things differently. But you're still connected. You know, people may put like their rules on spirituality, or they may put what they think is right, or what you have to follow, and a lot of that is what? Manipulation. Right? It's a lot of it's manipulation. The religious rules, and you've gone against that. You've chose yourself and your spiritual truths, and you're sovereign. You're spiritually sovereign, and that really upsets people because you're harder to control that way. That death will come, mortal, finite, fragile. Mortality, fragility. Excuse me. Reading burps. So I'm getting, yeah, okay, yeah, these guidelines, right? That protect people from their mortality, their death. But for somehow, yeah, you acknowledge, because remember, she's a vampire. She's sucking the life out of this pomegranate, which is a fruit of the underworld with Persephone, right? So you are also, you have everlasting life. You can take energy when needed. You alchemize, you're not quite, okay, you understand that your soul is immortal, okay? A lot of people are terrified of death, and you're not, because you know that you will live on in the spiritual realms, or you'll be reborn, or whatever your philosophy is for the afterlife. You know that you are eternal with this symbolic vampire and this taking of the underworld, because it's a pomegranate. She's taking. You may also have visits to the underworld. You may connect with the underworld as well. What is this? Redemption. Absolution, forgiveness, penance. Again, with this penance and this transgression for a mistake and this atonement. And maybe people want you to apologize, to see the error of your ways. Come back to us, come back to us. And you're like making the choice to stand firm and be solid within yourself. And you may also be having that could also be a challenge for you right now, okay, because of the shadow work, because of the things that you need to look at and be true to yourself. And the reversal of the self-love came in, so that also plays a part. You really need to get good with yourself if you're having these issues with your self-love and your individuality and your self-sovereignty. Okay. So that is an aspect for some of you, that's an issue. I mean, I'm sure it's an issue for all of us in some ways, but some more than others. You'll know your deal, right? You'll know your deal. Oh gosh, okay. This is an interesting reading. Really not what I expected. Okay, let's try some. Because you have this strong spiritual connection to the other side with spirit guides, like really strong, loving spirit guides, embrace, like you could have also been really, with this embrace, a spirit guide could have really comforted you in a time of need when you were younger, or at some point in your life. Oh my God. Really? Really? What did I pull out? What did I pull out? Angel Assistance was the first card when I was saying all that. Angel Assistance. Yeah, you could have, been comforted by an angel or a spirit closely akin to an angel. Okay? Divine guidance. Divine support all through your life, even though it didn't feel like it, because you have this fated to suffer card. But they're there with you the whole time. You have exploration and abundance. Here we go with the Wayfarer card that we had with the roamer and adventurer. Exploration, you need to do more of this because it did come out in the reverse, although oracle card, so, you know. But I feel like maybe just do more of this. Maybe this is a strong energy that needs to come out. Maybe you need to do some more exploration. Could be something you already do, though, because I could feel this either way. Okay? It goes either way with this one. Could also see some strong astral travel as well if you're open to that, and you'll meet guidance there, and you can further connect with these spirit guides or spirit lovers there. Okay? Abundance. Abundance. Abundance is yours. Okay? Abundance, all three of these cards came out together. So you are abundant. Abundance is showering upon you, again, from the heavens. It's almost like divinely guided that you have abundance in your life. Yeah. You're being led to abundance by this divine assistance, right? You're being guided towards abundance despite all the drama that's happening, but also because of the drama that's happening, you've earned this abundance. This is divinely guided. This is your rewards in heaven, but are being showered upon you in this material realm. Okay? This is all from the good that you've done, from the things that you've exposed, and from the work that you've done on yourself. You really need to get in touch with this. So do the shadow work that you need to do. You'll know when you filter it and fill it out for your situation in particular. You'll know what shadow work is you need to do for you concerning whatever your needs are. But also that will really open things up even further for you. Okay, 2 more cards. I've got communication. Ooh. And rest. God, these cards are so pretty. Oh, okay. Look at that. Rest. Get some rest. Also with this contemplation, rest for time with contemplation, right? I'm also seeing, like, we got this exploration, but also maybe go to a beach. Because of, like, look at this beach scene here. Maybe that's a good place to explore. I mean, who doesn't love a beautiful beach? Hopefully in solitude, or, you know, if you can get to a beach in solitude, that would be lovely. But even just to rest and connect. You don't have to, I mean, with the exploration part, yes, but also even just resting. Okay, even if it's in your own home, you do need to take time to rest. This will open you up again further, and communication will be opening up while you are resting. So resting and also meditation, possibly sleep through communication. Again, with this angelic guidance and communication, you're going to be getting communication. I know with the last couple reads, this is going to be strong at this time. You're going to get a lot of visions, and it's going to be a very spiritual time for you. So despite all the drama that you're dealing with, keep moving forward. You have very, very strong angelic guidance, otherworldly guidance, whatever guidance like, whatever angelic guidance that is for you, whatever side you work with, okay, is all I'm saying. It's strong guidance, and it's there for you, and it's your time. It's your time. So take time to do your shadow work. Take time to rest. Take time to open up to your communications. Again, communication and this message coming to you as well. Right? From the other side. Again, remember when I said messages from the other side? So be open to that. Be open to communications from the other side. Embrace the ones you love in the material world and also in the astral world, in the spiritual world, because their guidance is here for you. It's always been here for you. You are protected. You may need to amp up your protection, but you are divinely guided and you are being steered into prosperity, abundance, and adventure.